Alright, guys. It's the week that if the main Kingdom Mercion's ex-listener wasn't released, then I would do it. So, I still have my cold. I just released a Dust ex-listener. But anyway, this is gonna be off a little, quotive book, based off a little bit of it. A word that you're gonna hear is Jolux, which means a fat person. Okay, let's just start. Sorry, I was about to say I was starting before, but some of this will come from the book. Hope you enjoy. When you were a little girl, your mom would tell you stories about the brothers of the tree who had to protect the tree. And after she read the story to you, she would tell you that villains had really sad backstories, and then you said, "No, he's not a villain. He's just probably lonely." You're always that one kid who believed that everyone should have a second chance, no matter what happened. And soon enough, you'll realize that isn't true for everyone. Later on, whenever you were 17 years old, you went to go search for him so that you could find out and help him out so that you could, cure him, kinda, so that he can feel positive again. As you were heading over to find him, you found this large and massive castle with a rotten tree in the front. This is kind of part of the story where you examine the tree and then he pops up. As you examine the tree, it was rotting away with one apple on it. It seemed like Dream's apple. Picked it and put it in your bag. Then, after examining it for a few minutes, someone had said, "What are you doing here?" You said, "Oh, I'm looking for someone named Nightmare." You mean one of the protectors of that tree? Yes, sir. What do you want, kid? I just wanted to help him. I mean, I guess, since you said what you want. He laughed insanely. You help me? You kinda gave him a look of confusion. You seriously don't need to help me, kid. Can't help me at all. What if I told you that I could, what if I could tell you that I'll exchange myself for Dream? Oh, Dream? What do you have for that? I forgot to tell y'all had the soul, according to a book, the reader has a amethyst soul. So, I don't get the story fully straight on correctly. Because my cold, it kind of makes my voice sound like this. So it makes Mercian sound more like this. So, please excuse my voice acting and understand that I have a cold. Anyway, you showed him your soul, and he said, "Deal." Whenever Dream saw this, he was like, "Kid, you don't have to do that. I'm fine." Oh, go ahead, Dream. Just leave. And a few weeks later, of course, gotta have the few weeks later, you were still in the castle. You tried to make him feel better about himself. It still didn't really work that much. as you as you were hungry, sorry, the one of the papyruses, which I'm gonna say that you know Sans of Papyrus, but you know, but just to forget Sans, just remember Papyrus. Anyway, you you had been fed by one of the papyruses. He said, "Human, you must be one of the prisoners here." Kinda, I guess. Yeah. He said, you kinda asked him a few things about Nightmare. And he told you he wasn't that bad. And that you wish that people would just understand him. Which he wasn't really around that much people. But you knew that he needed someone to be nice to him. He's like, yeah. Boss doesn't really like kindness that much here. You and him talked, and he made you laugh. A few times at least. And never liked it whenever Nightmare Sans touched your soul with his goop, because it hurted you and put you into a lot of pain, since he had been holding on to your soul for a while now. Anyway, a few weeks later, whenever one of the papyruses had talked to Nightmare a little bit about being a little bit nicer to you, well, he said he'll try, since he's not that good with being nice to people. Anyway, whenever he asked Papyrus to get you from your room, he didn't really let you pick what you got to wear. In the story, it says that he gives you a little skirt, or kind of like a dress that has a small skirt. It was black, from what I've seen in this story. And basically you were you didn't like short skirts in the story. If you do like it, then you need to know it's based on the story. And whenever you went in there, you kind of gave him like a silence treatment, because you didn't really like it. Pyres asked him why that he wanted you to wear that. And he said, "You're giving me the silence treatment, aren't you?" You were still doing it. And then he said, "As in, you shouldn't be a Jollylocks then." Called you a Jollylocks. You didn't know what that meant, though, in the story, until Papyrus said, "Papyrus, what does Jollylocks mean?" He said after he left. "Are you sure you want to know?" He said. "Uh-huh." He said, "That means a fat person." I guess he's being mean. Just ignore it. Oh, you went back into your room. Oh, I can't really remember what happened. all I know in the book, but I can remember is that that you tried not to cry in the story. So you tried not to cry because he called you fat. If you are fat, I'm just gonna say, don't worry. I'm like that too. But I really appreciate a lot of people. I don't care if they're different or anything. But so you know, I'm not anyone. I don't treat people that are different from others like trash. I treat everyone the same, except for those mean people. I just leave them alone. If you're fat, then please know that you have someone right by you who cares about you. Even when you're in a school full of people who don't like you, you got someone like me around that will care for anyone. Anyway, I'm finished with the ex-listener, and so you know, here's a quick message. If you're different from others and you are, let's just say, not pretty, you should know that you're pretty on the inside. Every ugly person like me is the kindest of them all. If you're ugly, then you are very beautiful. You should know that yourself. Every ugly person has a beautiful side of them. And that's believing that themselves believing that their selves are pretty no matter what they think of themselves. Anyway, bye.